In recent years, we've seen an increase in discussions about mental health at work and wellbeing initiatives, but the reality is people are still stressed, they're still burnt out. So what's going wrong and how do we solve it? Hello, my name is Jennifer, I'm the founder of Silk Helix and we help small businesses with all things HR, people management and leadership. So why do wellbeing initiatives not work? Well, they tend to be short term to start with. So we tend to pick up a week, often linked to things like mental health awareness days, and we'll put initiatives in place to get people more active or eating healthier, maybe bring somebody in about sleep, for example, but they're short term, they're a one-off. And the reality is, if I go out for a spa day, that's not going to fill me up for a whole year. It needs to be regular and consistent. And because they tend to be one-offs, it's hard to get people to engage in the process. It's hard to get people to see the value of them. And it's hard to get managers to engage. So people are busy, people have deadlines, people have work to get done. They feel like if they spend time doing this, it takes them away from what they really need to be doing. Often there's pressure from managers to not drop balls, not to miss deadlines, to be able to take part in these things. And therefore, you don't get the engagement of the team in the initiatives. And you're then in a catch-22 because, of course, these cycles of pressure and deadlines and not giving people chance to step back and think about their own well-being means that they're not looking after their own well-being, which means that they're feeling increased pressure, increased stress, and are more likely to burn out. So we do get a cycle from that. But getting people to step back and take part in these short-term initiatives is really challenging. In addition to this, wellness is such an individual thing. We all have individual needs. We all have individual things that we need to work on. So getting a sleep coach in, for example, I've seen this happen, might be beneficial to some people. There may well be people who don't want to admit that it could be beneficial to them. There may be people who don't recognise that it could be beneficial to them. And there'll be others that are like, I don't have any problem with sleep, so that's just not relevant to me. The reality is no amount of short-term initiatives is going to replace good quality supportive management. Wellness starts with daily habits. It starts with having an environment in which you feel safe, in which you feel able to be healthy, in which you can meet your own needs. And that means having management that's supportive of that. Recognition, for example, is important to people feeling valued at work, to them feeling like what they're doing is part of something, it's achieving something, to them feeling like they're being successful. This feeds into your well-being initiatives because if people are being valued in the work they do, if they feel positive about the work they do, they feel confident about the work they do, then they're in a better position to start with to be able to look at things that could further help their well-being. They're less likely to be spending their weekends feeling stressed, dealing with burnout, so they're able to engage in activities that benefit them outside of work, which then in turn gives them the rest, the recuperation, the recharge of their batteries to come back to work to be able to produce their best work in work. So nothing beats good management. No amount of well-being initiatives or supporting people in how to sleep, how to eat better, how to exercise is going to fix micromanagement, is going to fix people not feeling valued or rewarded properly at work. Did you know you can work with us to deliver management training? We can come out to your site and deliver training to your managers. We also have digital courses available. Details of both are in the description below. So how do you make sure that people feel like their mental health, their well-being is something that's valued by the business? Well, first, make sure your managers are trained in how to manage people, how to communicate well, how to feedback, how to support people, how to set expectations, review those expectations and feed back on whether or not people are meeting them. And that will also help improve your productivity as well. If you've got good quality performance management, it may sound surprising, but that will help people to feel safe at work. That's not about being draconian and beating them with a stick. That's not what good quality performance management is. It's about making sure people know exactly what's expected of them, how they're going to achieve it, and that they're getting feedback to know whether or not they're valued, they're recognised, and where they can improve. That is fundamental to both successful business and people's mental health and well-being. So that should absolutely be your starting point. Once you've got that, you can then move on to things like providing fruit, making sure that there is the availability of healthy drinks and snacks in and around the workplace, making sure that going to the gym is valued. That could be things like gym membership. It could also be things like having a shower in the workplace, or enabling working from home, which means that people can exercise, go to the gym however they want to do it, and have the space to be able to shower, get back to work, ensuring that there's some flexibility around hours to be able to support that as well. And that could be extended to things like bike racks to enable people to be active on their way in and out of work. Flexible working is really important in terms of health and well-being. Mental health and well-being isn't just about exercise and eating healthy, it's also about how we manage our whole lives. So if we're being really challenged by childcare, for example, or caring for an elderly relative, that's going to have a big impact on our mental health. It's going to have an impact on our well-being. It's going to have an impact on how we perform at work. So making sure that we're offering, where we can, flexibility that allows people to do the things that they need to do to be able to be healthy, to look after themselves, to look after their families, and therefore to look after their work. Supporting people with the purchase of things like standing desks, exercise balls to sit on, making sure people have just got the basics of a desk, a chair that supports their body, making sure they've got footrests if they need them, making sure they've got the things they need to organise their desks. These are the things that are really important to maintaining health and well-being consistently. Once a year, having a well-being week initiative might be a good way to remind people of all the things that you are doing, to add extras, but only do that if you've got the groundworks there. If you've got the foundations of a business that really does value people's health and their well-being, both their physical health and their mental health, all leads into their well-being, all leads into increased job satisfaction, reduced turnover, decreased absence, increased productivity. These are all good for the bottom line of business. For more hints and tips on a healthy, productive workforce, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single video.